Okay, so let's start our new topic, which is the powers of complex numbers. So in squaring a complex number, the absolute value is squared and the argument is multiplied by 2. So for example, we have a complex number na na-square. So ang gagawin mo lang is to square yung absolute value mo, which is si r, and then multiply mo si argument mo, which is si theta, by 2. So this will be equal to 2 theta. So ganyan yung formula niya. So here, z raised to n is equal to r raised to n, which is yung exponent mo. And then c is n theta. So to raise a complex number to the nth power, the absolute value is raised to the nth power, which is this one. Okay. And then the argument is multiplied by n. So this statement is from the De Moivre's theorem. So yun yung theorem na nag-govern sa powers of complex numbers. Okay, so let's try examples. Example number 1, express in rectangular, trigonometric, and polar. Dagdag natin si expo. Okay, si exponential din. So, if we try to compute this using basic algebra and apply FOIL method, this will be equal to 4 plus 4i plus I squared. And I squared is equal to negative 1. So, this will be equal to 3 plus 4i. Okay. So, from here, let's try yung De Moivre's theorem. So, using De Moivre's theorem, tignan natin kung parehas sila ng makukuha. Okay. Although, okay, try na lang natin. So, we have this formula, z raised to n is equal to r raised to n, cis n theta. And our n from the problem, n is equal to 2. So, z squared natin, z squared is equal to what is r? So, yun, hindi pa natin nakukuha. So, from here, from the complex number, original complex number, or the initial complex number, let's get CR. So, how do we get R? This will be x squared plus y squared. And remember that our real part is x and our imaginary part is y. So, this will be equal to square root of 2 squared plus 1 squared. So, our r is equal to square root of 5. And how about theta? So, recall lang natin kung saan natin kukunin yung absolute value natin. So, since both positive yung mga coordinates natin, si x and y, ibig sabihin nasa first quadrant yung modulus natin. So, dito natin kukunin si theta. Therefore, if we use tangent, so inverse tan, opposite over adjacent. So, opposite ngayon niya is si y, which is si 1, and adjacent niya is si 2. So, our theta will be equal to inverse tan of 1/2, that is 26.57 degrees. So, ito ngayon yung isa-substitute natin dito sa part na to get si z squared. So, our r is square root of 5 quantity squared, and then cosine 2 times 26.57 plus I sine 2 times 26.57. So, z squared is equal to, this will cancel, and then we are left with 5. And then cosine 53.13 plus I sine 53.13. So, here we now have our trigonometric form. So, diretso siya na-transform into trigonometric form. And also, we can rewrite this as z squared is equal to 5 c is 53.13. So, how do we check kung yung nakuha natin is same as dito? So, let's try to solve this one and transform it into trigonometric. So, how do we do that? So, okay, so baliktad pala yung nasabi ko. Dapat, ito yung i-convert natin into rectangular. So, how do we do that? Distribute lang natin si modulus natin dito. So, if we try to compute, sulat ko lang this is trigo. Okay. So if we try to compute si 5 cosine 53.13 degrees in our calculators, 5 times cosine 53.13 degrees is equal to approximately 3. Susulat na lang natin dito, rectangular, this will be equal to 3 plus 5 times I sine 53.13 is also approximately equal to 4. So, same sila. Okay, so the De Moivre's theorem is true. Okay, now let's try to convert this one into polar. So, polar naman tayo ngayon. We are given yung R natin. So, our new R, our new absolute value is si 5. And our theta is 53.13. Okay, so yung naka-square na ha. So, this will be equal to R natin is 5 and then angle 53.13 degrees. Okay, so that is polar. Now, let's try si exponential. Dagdag natin. So, exponential naman, remember or recall na yung angle natin sa exponential should be in radians. So, i-convert natin si 53.13 degrees into radians. So, multiply natin ng pi over 180 degrees. So, this will be equal to 0.3 pi. So, ito na ngayon yung angle natin for nagagamitin for exponential form. So, this will be equal to r natin is 5 and then e raised to 0.3 pi I. So, these are the conversions of the complex number na square. Okay? So, that is how we solve for complex numbers raised to the nth power. Okay? So, let's try another example. Yan, sa example number 2, express in rectangular, trigonometric, and polar. And exponential, of course. So, from there, una natin gagawin is to find the value of our modulus and argument. So, yung R natin is equal to the square root of negative 4 quantity squared plus negative 2 quantity squared. So, our R is equal to square root of negative 4 squared is 16 and then negative 2 squared is equal to 4. So, R is equal to square root of 20 or this is equal to 2 square root of 5. So, ito ngayon yung R natin. And then, solving for theta, tangent negative 1. Okay. So, tangent negative 1 tayo. And then, both negative. So, nasa third quadrant tayo. Okay. So, negative 2 over 4. So, that is y over x. So, ibig sabihin, if this is our Cartesian coordinate plane and nandito yung r natin, saan natin kinuha yung angle? Since opposite niya is si y, so, dito natin kinuha yung angle. Ibig sabihin, we are going to subtract 180 degrees. Okay. So, this will be equal to inverse tan of negative 2 over negative 4 is equal to 26.56 degrees. However, magsasubtract tayo ng 180 degrees. So, our theta is equal to negative 153.43 degrees. Okay, so meron na tayong R and meron na tayong theta. So, we just need to substitute. So, z raised to 5 is equal to r 2 square root of 5 raised to 5 since our n is equal to 5. So, lagay natin dito. N is equal to 5. And then, cosine 5 times negative 153.43 plus I sine 5 times negative 153.43 degrees. So, 2 square root of 5 raised to 5 is equal to, if we are going to compute on our calculators, that will be equal to, sorry, z raised to 5 is equal to 1788.85, and then 5 times 100 negative 153.43 is equal to negative 767.15. So this is cosine negative 767.15, and then plus I sine negative 767.15 degrees. So, this is now in trigonometric, pero isulat natin sa mas easier na maintindihan. So, this will be equal to CIS negative 767.15. And if we are going to transform this into rectangular form, so this is trigo. Sa rectangular form naman, so 1788.85 times cosine negative 767.15 degrees is equal to 1216.57. So, z raised to 5 is equal to 1216.56 minus, or I should say, mamaya na lang. Hindi pa natin alam yung sign. So, 1788 times sine negative 767.15. Okay? So, that will be equal to negative. So, negative 1311.47 I. So, this is now in rectangular form. So, ano yung R natin? Our R is equal to 1788.85, and our theta is equal to negative 767.15 degrees. So, okay. So, meron lang ako ika-clarify sa example number 1 natin kanina. Okay. So, dito, in finding the new R, yung modulus natin na na-square or na-raise to n. So, since meron tayong, i-check lang natin dito sa part na to, okay? If tama siya. So, gamitin natin si 3 and 4. So, our R will be equal to square root of 3 squared plus 4 squared. So, this is equal to 20, square root of 25, tama. Square root of 25. Therefore, our R is equal to 5, which is true. And then, for our theta naman, this is tangent negative 1, 4 over 3. So, this is equal to 53.13 degrees. So, tama naman siya. Okay? So, ganun yung pag-check kung another checking kung tama yung nakuha yung sagot. Okay? So, from here naman, ito, meron tayong angle dito na negative 153.43, and then our new theta is negative 767.15. So, yung angle natin is lagpas sa total angle ng isang circle, which is 360 degrees. So, what we do is to, since given tayo ng rectangular dito, isolve natin si R. Okay, kung tama ba dito. So, R is equal to square root of 1216.56 squared plus negative 1311.47 squared. So, our R will be equal to, yes, tama, 1788.85. And our theta will be equal to tangent negative 1 of negative 1311.47 all over 1216.56. This is in the fourth quadrant, so hindi natin kailangang mag-add or mag-subtract ng 180 degrees. So, this is equal to negative 47.15 degrees. So, ito na ngayon yung bagong gagamitin natin na angle, because this one is too high. Masyado siyang malaki. Okay. So, yung isang revolution lang natin is 360 degrees. So, If you try to subtract 360 degrees dyan, so 767.15 minus 360 degrees is equal to 407.15, which is higher pa rin sa isang revolution. So, i-subtract ulit natin si 360. So, that will be 47.15. So, parehas lang sila. Okay? So, ito ngayon yung gagamitin natin na. Gagamitin natin is yung mas makatotohanan na angle. Okay? So, that is the rectangular and trigo. Yung trigo natin is palitan natin. Okay? So, we use this to solve for rectangular. However, for trigonometric, since given tayo ng r equal to 1788, so z raised to 5 is equal to 1788.85. CIS, our angle will be negative 47.15 degrees. And for polar naman, okay, z raised to 5 will be equal to 1788.85 angle negative 47.15 degrees. And for exponential, convert natin si negative 47.15 degrees into radians. So, i-multiply natin ng pi over 180. So, this will be equal to 943 all over 3,600. Okay. So, from there, our z raised to 5 in exponential will be equal to 1788.85 times e raised to 943. Oh, I forgot yung pi niya. 943 pi over 3,600 i. So, these are our conversions sa complex number which is raised to 5. Okay, so that is how you solve for a complex number raised to the nth power.